Yo, I'm live. What's happening, everybody? Oh, yes. Whew. Whew. I'm up on here, give my commentary, give my thoughts and opinions on this explosive situation. Stephen A. Smith versus Jason Whitlock, or like we like to say in the community, Stephen A. Coon versus Jason Whitcoon. Yeah, it was crazy. Now I ain't, Jason Whitlock's been saying shit about black people for a long time. It's not surprising on what he said about Stephen A. Smith. He was wrong. He was wrong, but nonetheless, this is what he does. Like Stephen A. said, he's a disgusting human being. He's a fat piece of shit. He's a fat bastard. He's a no good human being. He's an absolute disgrace to even wear this color that we call black, that we call melanated. Completely a waste of skin. Yo, Tommy, what up? Daniel, what's happening? Salute to both of y'all. Now I watched Stephen A's response today. He came out with it yesterday, but I watched it today. That was a Stephen A I have not seen before. I will admit. That's a Stephen A I have not seen before. Yeah, well, I take that back. That Stephen A we seen back in the day. When Stephen A had his own show and all that before ESPN decided that they wanted to fire him because he was being too black. And then that's when everything changed. Damn, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Yo, Chaz, what's happening? That was basketball. Well, you see the thing about it, I don't know why they would, because he's been completely honest and he got the receipts and I mean, he did play college ball. I mean, didn't last long. So I don't know why people would be going after him for that. If they are, I think it's ridiculous. Yo, what's up, CB? So a lot of what Stephen A had to say about Jason was completely on point. So this Stephen A that he did his response. So I'm basically going to give a commentary on what I've seen, not even so much towards Jason Whitcoon, but more at Stephen A. Coon. Now, although Stephen A, let me tell you, although Stephen A is completely right about Jason Whitcoon, I don't disagree with anything he said. But Stephen A. Smith, my dear brother, as you like to say, while you're throwing out all your accomplishments and all the things that you have done, let me remind you of something, my dear brother. Let me let the people know what it really is, to my dear brothers. The first thing we're going to do is, let me see if I can. Oh, no, I did it. You repeatedly like to bring up HBCUs. You repeatedly like to talk about everything that you've done for HBCUs, all the scholarships you've given out, or helped to get to a lot of Black students. And although that is very admirable, and I don't take that away. Anything that people can do to help out our people, I salute that. But Stephen A., while you're always praising about HBCUs, why don't you ever talk about the history? Why don't you tell the people about how those HBCUs are old plantations? The actual buildings used to be the homes. The grounds that they walk on were the same grounds that the slaves used to pick cotton on and get beaten and all that. Or why don't you talk about how the HBCUs are not ran by Black people? Why don't you ever mention that? Why don't you ever talk about, see, Stephen A., you tend to forget while you sit here and talk about all these people that didn't want to work with Jason Coon or Witlocc for the masses. You forget all those Black athletes that didn't even want you interviewing them because you decided to turn coat and kiss ass to your massa. You see, you don't want to talk about how you are really looked at within the Black community, my dear brother. You see, you try to mask a lot of that by repeatedly bringing up sports, repeatedly bringing up basketball because that's your niche. You don't ever want to talk about how you continuously get called out for your lack of Blackness. Hell, it was just Terrell Owens just a couple years ago when Max was on First Take, and he flat out said that Max Kellerman was more Black than you. Now, why would another Black man say that about another Black man? It's not something that he just came up with. It's not something that he just thought, well, you know what? I think I'm going to attack Stephen A. today, and I think this is what I'm going to say when I get on here. Yo, what up, Jimmy? But what T.O. did was just highlight what a lot of Black athletes, what a lot of Black people actually think about you, Stephen A. But you see, you don't ever want to touch on that. You don't ever want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about how you constantly praise and say that you love Jerry Jones. And we all know Jerry Jones is one of them people. You got Cowboy fans, Stephen A. Not all, but you got Cowboy fans, Stephen A. That clearly see who Jerry Jones is. And the fact that you defended the man when that photo came out says a lot about you, Stephen A. More than what we already, because that didn't need to happen. You didn't need it for us to see it. There's a lot about what you have done, or better yet, what you have not done. You see, you're more willing to turn the other cheek and say, let's kumbaya, than actually say, well, look, this is what we need to do. And we kind of get glimpses of that when something happens. You really getting, you put your Black Panther outfit on and you get on TV right next to your side bitch, Molly, and just, I'm black and I'm strong and this is what we need to do. But Stephen A., why don't we get that all the time? Oh, well, there's certain things I can't say and there's certain things I can't say, and first of all, as a black man, what the fuck you working for Disney for? You see, as much as you sit there and and you have that right because Jason did go at you. But in your response of trying to show receipts, you tend to forget, what about your shit, my dear brother? What about your shit? What about your lack of transparency? You see, I like to call Stephen A. Smith the Louis Farrakhan of sports. Because he will sit there on national TV and tell black people everything that they want to hear. And turn around behind the scenes and shake hands with the enemy. These sports media pundits are all bought and paid for by the networks. That's why I like sports talk social media channels who aren't filtered. Right? Cowgirl, okay. What up, guys? Yeah, for real though. Stephen A. such a bandwagon Steeler fan. 1 minute he was like, they should let Tomlin go, and now he's man, he always does that. Yo, Corrupt, what's happening? You've been called out numerous times, Stephen A. Numerous times on national TV. You see, you can't talk about one man's blackness, one black man's blackness, when your blackness ain't up that high neither, brother. It's not. And you know it. But because you have this celebrity status, this is why I call you the Louis Farrakhan of the sports world. Because you like to pick and choose. Now, if it's a celebrity, oh yeah, we finna go all out and we got to do this. Now, although Jason Witlocc is a piece of shit, once again, I do agree, he's a piece of shit. But Stephen A., you are a big piece of shit too. Because once ESPN said, oh yeah, Stephen A., you want to come on? As a matter of fact, it wasn't ESPN, it was actually Skip Bayless. Oh, it was Skip Bayless. Another one of your masses. You want to come work? You want to come back to ESPN's? You want to come on my show, First Take? You want to be my co-host on this debate show? See, Stephen A., you didn't get on the show by your own merits. Let's be clear about that. You wasn't hired, you wasn't brought back to ESPN on your own merits. It wasn't happening. It took Skip Bayless, a white man, for you to get back on ESPN. And now you sit up here kissing their ass because once Skip Bayless said, oh, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm supposed to go over here to Fox. Stephen A., you are the lead of the show. All you're doing is, it ain't even an appreciation, because if it wasn't for Skip Bayless, Stephen A., you probably still would not be on ESPN. Let's be a completely, you know what I'm saying? Let's be completely truthful about this. You would not be on ESPN if it was not for Skip Bayless. When you had your show, and it was a dope show, watched it every day. But when you start to get a little bit too black for them, when you got to be a little bit too urban, you know, like they like to do, them executives, they like to do this little stereotyping dance. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah. They canceled your ass. And now all you do is kiss ass every single day. And use the professionalism title to cover up what the real truth is. Yep. You know, you got this raggedy bitch, Molly Quirm, or however the fuck you say her last name. You got this disrespectful bitch. Nobody likes her on the show. You have the position, you have the power to, Stephen A., come on now. Seriously, come on now, bro. Come on now. Let's tell the truth, how they had a black woman and they got rid of the black woman so they could put this raggedy bitch up there, and you okayed that shit. What? Oh, behind the scenes. Come on now. Let's talk about it. Because Stephen A., you don't really give a fuck about the black community. You use the black community as a tool to get what you want so you can continue on kissing ass and helping out your masses one by one. See, you tend to forget. See, this is the slave mind, people. This is the slave mind. Once again, Stephen A., you would have not got back on ESPN on your own merits. All that work you put in did not give, it didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing. You're just like every single last one of them. You fell right into the trap. You fell right into the trap. You could have went anywhere else. I'm surprised you didn't go to Fox. I'm surprised you didn't go to Fox. Because you are conservative too. Let's not. You can sit up here and talk about all. You are conservative. You sit here, Barack Obama, everybody. You're a conservative, bro. Plain and simple. You're a conservative. Once you say you're a capitalist, excuse me. Once you say that you're a capitalist, you're on the conservative side. Liberals don't believe in capitalism. And before anybody tried to sit up here and correct me, oh, no. I said conservative and liberal. I didn't say Democrat or Republican. There is a difference. You could be a Democrat and still be a conservative. You can be a Republican and be a liberal. Oh, oh yeah, exactly. And just the fact that Disney is, I mean, come on now. Disney got so many skeletons. Hello. Disney got so many skeletons. It's, but they got money. They got money. And, people see money and I got to get the money. I got to go to the money. Oh, yeah. Ooh. You know. And then he uses us to keep his position and to keep everything flowing in. Because I find it funny how, I mean, them two going at it, it's good entertainment. Um, but to sit up here and check him for some of the things that you have done too. Because like I said before, there's a lot of black athletes that will not talk to Stephen A. Smith, will not fuck with Stephen A. Smith. So while you're sitting there going after him about his lack of blackness, you need to highlight your lack of blackness too, and how you continue to feed white supremacy every single day. You feed it, you feed it, you feed it, you feed it until you are so accepted. You see, Stephen A is accepted. He's accepted. He can go inside the house. Stephen A is what we would call the house. Stephen A used to be a field nigga. Now he's a house. And the funny thing is, he's actually in a position now where he doesn't need Disney. He doesn't need to. He could sit there and say, fuck, boom. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Boom, 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 boom. If you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? You can take the job. You know what I'm saying? You can go anywhere. Hell, you can start up your own shit. I mean, you got a lot of black Coon celebrity friends with a lot of money that would put money into you for you to have your own shit. But you don't want your own shit. You don't want your own shit to open up the doors for a lot of for black people that can't even get a shot. But no, you don't want to do that. You want to stay that working slave. That's what you want to do. You want to be a working slave while trying to be a voice for the black community. You're not a voice in my black community. Matter of fact, Stephen A., I don't even think you want to come around my black community. Because your dumb ass probably won't make it home. I mean, you sat up on national TV and called Jerry Jones your brother. You love Jerry Jones. Why are you the only one that get to ride in his chopper? And in that case, you would be not the Louis Farrakhan. You have then transitioned into the Samuel L. Jackson. Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. It's Django. Yeah, boss. You want me to go out there and tell them niggas they better knock it off out there, boss? Okay, boss, I'll go out there and tell them niggas to knock it off. Hey, you niggas out there knock it off. Boss said y'all doing too much. Boss said to cut it off before y'all get whipped. Okay, Molly, you can continue. While this raggedy bitch is steady cutting you off. Like she cut everybody else off. But you over here talking about, oh, Molly, you look so good today. Oh, nigga, we already know you fucking bitch, okay? We already know that. What? As a matter of fact, speaking of another coon, why you and Jalen Rose ain't cool no more? Uh-oh. Huh? What? Yeah. Let's not forget about why we don't see Jalen Rose on First Take anymore. Why we don't see Jalen Rose on ESPN. What happened? What happened, Stephen A? Huh? What'd you do, Stephen A? So you can sit here talk about what Jason Witlocc did to you, but why don't you talk about what you did to Jalen Rose? Hmm? See, I know a lot of people might have forgot about that. Might have forgot about that. Let's talk about it. Stephen A, what you do? Why Jalen Rose and Molly get a divorce? Why are you and Molly plastered all over the place? Everybody see, anybody that watches First Take or has watched First Take clearly see you and Molly always flirting with each other. Did that slip your mind, Stephen A? Did that slip your mind? You could talk about how Jason Whitlock, how no other person, all these black people don't want to work with him. Well, why don't you talk about the black people you done cost jobs to? Black people that were on ESPN before you are no longer on ESPN because of you. Why you ain't vouched for Michael Irvin to stay on ESPN? Why you ain't vouched for that, Stephen? Why didn't you use your executive? Why didn't you use your executive power and say, no, this man didn't do nothing wrong. These are all allegations. He was proven to be right. So I want Michael Irvin to still come on First Take, to still be part of ESPN. If you guys didn't want him working on any other show, I want him on First Take. And you ain't did none of that. What happened was Michael Irvin went on over to Fox. And now he's over there with Skip. and Richard and Keyshawn. And to be quite honest with you, I find that show more entertaining than First Take. Because First Take is a bunch of antics and gimmicks and shit. Undisputed, they're at a table debating, having conversations. Not jumping around looking like a goddamn, oh my God. Just a shuck in the jaw. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh. 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 This is Stephen A's top A-list or Stephen A-list or whatever that shit calls. Oh shit. Hey, Chaz, that's some real ass shit right there. She is hella annoying. She couldn't. Somebody will be talking about whatever the topic is, and she will just like shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the moderator. You're the moderator. Moderate. That don't mean for you to cut people off. That's not what moderators do. And then when you get called out on it, they're talking about me. They're talking about me. I'm a woman. You can't say that about women. But Molly ain't nothing but a feminist. That's all she is. She's just a feminist. Cowboy Yoda in the building. Salute. I can't watch that show for 5 minutes without pulling my head. I'm telling you. See, I'll be watching the clips because I can't. I haven't watched a whole episode of First Take since before the lockdown. That was probably the last time I watched a whole 2-hour episode of First Take was before the lockdown. And that's not me even saying like Undisputed is that great of a show, but I find it a lot better than First Take. You know, and I've been watching First Take since it was just a segment on Cold Pizza. Y'all remember Cold Pizza? ESPN2? That was when First Take was just a segment. Because I had what's his face on there and what's that other chick name? She works for CBS now. What is her name? I forgot what her name. And I actually liked her shit. She was kind of good. Oh shit. Yeah. Blood flew in my mouth. Shit. Jason Whitlock, he got an identity crisis for real. But you definitely spot on with that. She sits there and tries to correct guys that's what. Who the hell are you, Molly? You're just some media pundit. Yo, and then I guess because she had said earlier this week how, and this is the first time I even knew about this. I even heard about this, but she used to be a intern at ESPN. So I'm like, oh, okay. So you really did sleep your way to the top, huh, bitch? With that big ass head of hers. Y'all see that big ass hat Stephen A had got for her on Monday? It was a national championship hat, and that motherfucker was hella big. I said, damn, that shit about as big as Stephen A's hair. Never played a single game in sports. Yeah, yeah. She swears she know she swears she's not wrong about anything. She's right about everything. I'm right about everything. I can never be wrong. I'm a woman. They always got some good looking bimbo chicks. Yeah, I mean Molly's, she's something to look at, and then she opens up her mouth and it just takes it all away. You know what I'm saying? It just goes all the way. And it's just like, just shut up. And it's funny because when they do like other segments, she's not as talkative. She was just like stand there and won't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? What she needs to do when they're sitting at the table. Just shut up. Play your role, do the introduction, bring up the topics, you know what I'm saying, and move on. Um, I actually liked it. That was a good combo. Because Max is going to say what everybody else is not going to say. That's what I like. I liked about Max on that show. He's going to say what other people are not going to say. And if you say something trying to skip over the fact, Max is going like, wait, hold up, but what about this? Like how Stephen A. Before weed was like all the way legal and shit. Stay off the weed. You shouldn't be smoking weed and all this, right? And Max will bring up how weed, and he'll bring up the statistics and all that. You know what I'm saying? And Stephen A. is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I like them as a duo because they fit. You know what I'm saying? It was like you get that yin and you get that yang. Yeah, Nightcap, yo, Shannon and Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco. Yeah. See, I like seeing people that are on TV. Oh, excuse me. Be on a platform where, oh, excuse me, they don't necessarily have to, watch what they say. They don't have to like, oh well, I can't cuss, so But on the podcast that they have, oh, they're like, fuck you, bitch. Because Stephen A was, he was going on a rant. He was cussing and everything. I was like, yeah, keep that going. You know? Oh. But I love that shit. Because you get to actually see how they really feel. Because they kind of gotta water it down when they're on TV, but when they're on their own shit, they could just fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They're funny as hell. Yeah, for real. Y'all, what's going on, sis? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm about to go ahead and end this. I just came up here just to give my opinion, you know, give my thoughts, my commentary on this shit. Because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck about neither one of the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But I want to put my 2 cents in, and you know, and there it goes. But I did come with some facts. So, you know, anybody that may not know about some of the information that I put out there, you know, now you know. You know. So with that said, I'm gonna see y'all next time. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I believe Raising Canaan is back on tonight on the Stars app. Otherwise, the rest of y'all gotta wait until tomorrow. So yeah, that'll be on about 40 minutes. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I'll see y'all again. And yo, Lonnie, coming in late. And we'll see what's going on for the late night, y'all. Might pull off a late night. I haven't pulled off a late night in a minute, so I might pull off a late night tonight. So stay tuned for that. And with that said, I'm up out of here. Like always, we're gonna keep it cracking. We're gonna stay militant, and I'm about this bitch. Oh yeah, late night open panel too. I'm opening up the panel tonight. If I come back up here on the late night open panel, so be ready to tap in, y'all. Peace.